my name is Katie Hewitt, and here's 5 fast facts you need to know about me. I'm disorganized, easily distracted, I can fall into the trap of black and white thinking, I can be pretty intense, and I'm a perfectionist, which really means I'm a procrastinator. However, despite all these things, I have managed to build up my business and achieve the senior director level with Usborne Books & More, and have a full-time income for my family. If you struggle with any of those things, or if you struggle with consistency, I'm hoping that this video will help you shift your mindset of what consistency is really about. First of all, I have to tell you that I don't think that myself or anybody else who's been very successful in this business is successful because they had a focus on consistency. In fact, what I think that they've done is that success comes from momentum. They focus on gaining and getting and keeping momentum, which is achieved by default through consistency. When I look back at my journey with YouBand, I have been very consistent. However, that's not something that I ever thought about very often. My number one goal was gaining momentum and keeping it. And by default, I knew that meant that I had to touch my business almost every single day and focus on the important things that was going to help me keep that momentum going, which is bookings, recruiting, finding new team members to promote to team leader. It's not very fun or sexy to think about consistency. In fact, it almost feels like a chore, don't you think? So instead, shift your focus over to momentum, and let's also shift your mindset on what consistency is really about. So consistency, when you do that, you achieve momentum. That is the goal. But momentum might look a little bit different than what it really looks like to you right now in your business. When you have momentum in your business, you will easily be able to identify cycles and phases. For example, you know that when you're out of bookings, it's because you've recruited all your hosts and those hosts have taken those bookings to start their business, and that you have to focus on bookings again. You will be able to identify strings of parties that have specific characteristics. This network of friends buys a lot, doesn't book a lot. This string of parties does a lot of bookings, but they don't buy a lot. This string of parties is actually just out for the prizes. So you'll be able to identify those patterns in your business. And momentum isn't achieved just because you've booked your calendar 1 or even 2 months. Momentum's achieved when you can identify those patterns after at least 3 to 4 months. So we want momentum, we want to know, we want that, but we know that we have to be consistent in doing it. And when we struggle with consistency, it can be frustrating. So let's first look at some of the myths of consistency. Some people think that consistency requires organization and discipline, and I actually don't think that consistency has anything to do with organization or discipline. I mean, you have to be disciplined and consistent to be organized, but we're not talking about organization. We're talking about moving your business forward. It really is about just doing a repetition of actions that are the important things that you need to do to your business. You don't have to have the perfect script. There is no magical strategy that has to be used for this to work for you. You don't have to have the perfect follow-up system or the perfect words. You just have to do the things that are important each and every time you work your business. So when you're doing your parties, you are constantly asking everybody in that party if they want to have a party of their own. You're doing follow-up. Even if that means that you have a scattered brain system of doing it, you're doing it anyway. So it's just doing those things over and over again. If you work your business part-time, you will consistently get part-time results. If you work your business as a hobby, you're going to consistently get hobby results. And if you work your business full-time, you will get full-time results. The other myth that people have is that consistency is intensity. Actually, they're kind of the opposite. Simon Sinek describes this by using the analogy of the dentist. When we go to the dentist, we have a set time, a set date, and a set amount of time that the dentist and the dental hygienist is going to be scraping, polishing, flossing, and examining our teeth. And we know that when we're done with the dentist, our teeth are going to be really clean. So why not just do that every day if we know we're going to get those results? Well, if we went to the dentist every day, that's too intense. Our teeth would fall out. So instead, we go to the dentist every 6 months, and we brush our teeth 2 minutes a day, twice a day to keep up on it. Now, will your teeth fall out if you don't brush your teeth once, 5 times, even 10 times? Probably not. But the more you're consistent with brushing your teeth, the healthier your teeth are. That is the same with our business. If you are super intense all the time, you will burn out. Your team will burn out. You have to be consistent. Those small actions that you do every single day, make it about the journey, not about the destination. Because when it's over, when you've reached that goal, then what's next? The goal isn't to brush my teeth 10 times this month or to brush my teeth every day for 6 months and not have a cavity the next time I go to the dentist. The goal is to brush my teeth every single day to have a lifelong, healthy dental record, right? That's my goal. So when I started this business, the goal was to be really good at this book lady thing and grow income for my family and offer the opportunities for others to do the same and mentor them in doing that. That was my goal. There's no end to that. That is a processed goal. It's not an outcome goal. Those outcome goals are a way for you to measure how you're doing with it, but it needs to be about what you become, not what you achieve. The next myth is that if you're not 100% consistent, there really is no point. Look, if you missed brushing your teeth once this week, are you gonna throw in the towel and say, there's no point in brushing my teeth? That doesn't make any sense. So when you're looking at being consistent with your business, you are going to have moments where you ditch out of booking parties or doing hostess coaching to have coffee with a friend. Don't let that be an excuse not to pick up the pace the next day and get things done. So if you are not consistent with your business, you're not gonna have consistent results. But it's a spectrum. It's not black and white, and don't use it as an excuse to get out of what you need to do each and every day. Consistency is about persistency, another myth that we need to discuss. Persistency is doing something even when there is an obstacle. It's doing it again and again and again until you get what you want. So when we want to reach a goal or ramp up our business, we persist again and again to reach that goal. However, once you reach that goal, you've got to have consistency. You have to be consistently persistent to reach more and more goals. How do you make sure that you're being consistent and not just persistent? Well, persistency opens the door, consistencies keep them open. So first you need to define your personal business standards. What is the set number of parties or recruits that you're going to get each and every month to meet that standard? That's the bare minimum. Set what that is for yourself. And 2, make sure you inspect and evaluate that on a consistent basis. If halfway through the month you wanted 8 parties for the next month and you've only have 4, then you need to be persistent to get those next 4 parties going so that you can be consistent with your goals. Lastly, hold yourself accountable. If you have not met your own personal business standards for that month, everything else goes on hold until you meet that. All the fun image making you'd rather do, all the other fun stuff that you'd rather do in your business that you might be putting off doing that business standard, you need to put those things on hold and hold yourself accountable. I hope that these myths and these mindset shifts help you see consistency as a tool to gain momentum, which is what you really need in your business. You don't have to be organized. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to do small things each and every day for big results.